So we are here with Ben Coleman, who just returned from Austin, Texas, as the #1 male deaf pickleball player in the world for multiple events. And we're so excited. You're one of our local friends that we play with, and thanks for coming out and talking to us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me, and really appreciate. It was a good drive. I like the drive coming here, and I really appreciate the invite, and I'm looking forward to discussing, talking more about pickleball, and talking about the knowledge, talking about everything that the journey that we've been on, and really thank you for the invitation.
So you mentioned a lot of anxiety that you had and being straddling between the hearing community, the deaf community. When you started playing pickleball, how did that affect you and feeling like you were part of a community? Did it help or affect you in any way?
So when I'm playing, I'm free. Um, I'll share a story about one of my therapy sessions I had, and I told the therapist I feel like I can't stay put. Like I'm expected to be involved with the class discussion. I'm expected to, hear everything, and that's when I struggle. So I get real fired up. And she said, after listening to everything many times, she said, Ben, I believe she's like, something, you're what you need to be outside. Like you're developed to be a player, you trained hard, your coaches trained you really, really hard and gave you a lot of expectations, and you just say, yes, sir, and you go through the wall. And I said, I feel like I'm a wild horse that needs to run free in the mountains. So that's what I feel. And that's when I'm best, when I'm playing basketball, when I'm playing football, when I'm playing baseball, when I'm pitching on the mound. That's my island, and I need to strike out, the batters, and I throw hard every time. When I'm playing quarterback, I'm leading the team to get the touchdown and trying to be as much, successful as much as possible, being positive, leading the way. Any conflicts in the huddle, it's just I stop it right there, we move on. We'll figure it out after the game, practice, through the week, stuff like that. So for me, I felt like, just being out there in the playing field, it just really transitioned to the pickleball court. That's my best time. That's when I feel free. And when I was playing in Austin, that's how I felt. I was so free. I was just showing everything that I could, just confident. There's no fear running into the kitchen. Someone wants to drive me hard. I was ready for it. I was just seeing everything. It was just clicking. So the pickleball has really helped me stay confident and staying who I am and having that belief. No anxiety. I'm not worried about who's saying what. If the referee shouts out the score, I know the score. I know because I'm in the game. I keep track in my own head, and that's what helps me. I get the question all the time, what's the score? Sometimes I might miss, or I forgot one time, but people are asking me because it's in my head. I don't rely on the opponents saying it. Sometimes I communicate with my partner, what's the score? But I remember it. And so.
He remembers it way better than I do. I think I asked him 5 times when we played together.
Yeah. Yeah. So, when I'm playing pickleball, I'm really, really, really mentally involved, and I know all the scores. I know who did what the previous point, and I just shout out, remember you hit it in my left foot, and I made a mistake, and I hit it in the net. He's oh yeah, 5-6-2. It's so, it's just I'm very, very visual. I had to. I couldn't really rely on hearing, so everything is visual, and I'm very, very descriptive because of what I saw. And I was a minor in art, so I was able to have that skill. I can draw, then I can analyze, I can look at pictures and kind of get an opinion of what that meant and stuff like that. So my professors really pushed me to go major, you know, art for your major, you've got so much skill. But it's just really the visual aspect of everything. And that helps me remember everything. But just being on the pickleball court, I'm just free.
That was one of the things that I was most excited about when I got to play with you, is how you lock in so well. I mean, like, it's the first time I played against you, like, you were dialed in. I was like, okay, like, I want to play more with this guy because that's the style I like to play. We're having fun, like, we're all having a good time on the court, but like, you're intentional. I mean, every point's intentional. You're setting your partner up, you're working with your partner. Like, it's so much fun to play with and against you because of that. So definitely a huge thing I appreciate about you, you know, as a pickleball player. It's just a great thing to see on the court.
It really focused. I noticed that when we drilled together, we were having fun and we were getting to know each other because that was only our second time meeting. But you were so focused. You said we're going to dink like a couple thousand dinks tonight and drive a couple thousand drives tonight. And we stuck to that. You were really focused. That was something that impressed me a lot.
Yeah, I remember both of those nights like it was yesterday. I just really, you know, I'm thankful for pickleball. So it's life and death for me with pickleball. Like, I want to give everything I have for pickleball. I have retired from basketball, the Deaf Olympic USA national team. Yeah, I'm done. So with basketball, like, I'm literally stepping back from everything. I'm giving everything 100% for pickleball.
That's awesome.
So when I was playing with you that night, locked in, ready for Austin, get prepared.
Yep.
The drilling, the thing, that's my goal. And then when you shared your goal with the NPL and where you want to go, what level you want to hit, your background with tennis, like, I identified it right away, and I was like, you have a lot of potential. And it's just a focus, like, same with you. And when I said 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 reps, you weren't scared. It's like, I want more.
Yeah.
So that really, you know, that's what's great about pickleball. When you have that common interest and the same, like, similar goals, the relationships are amazing. Like, all my friends are from pickleball.
Yeah.
Like, when I play basketball, I have more rivals from basketball because they want to take you down. They want to, you know, have that right to brag and stuff like that. I don't get that from pickleball. Like, pickleball has given me a complete, you know, journey of my life, and it's just really completed me. And I met my partner, I met my family, I met Anna, I met you guys. Pickleball has given me my life, like, back. I thought I had a really bad chapter, you know, maybe 5 years ago, but, you know, this is what I kept doing. Pickleball. I kept drilling. I kept going to the tournaments. My friends text me, hey, you want to partner? I mean, that really just helped me get through that. And, you know, I'm thankful for all the friends that pulled me out of it and got me back up to Frederick, Maryland. I started a new chapter, and now I have a beautiful son, have a beautiful daughter on the way.
Congratulations.
Have a beautiful, yeah. So very excited about it. But, you know, pickleball kept me going, and I have a new motivation with growing a family. I have a great partner. She's very loyal to the kids. She's very loyal to her job. She gives back to the youth every day. You know, we share that same passion with giving back to the youth, and you know, that's her long-term goal. She just wants to stay a teacher. She teaches, you know, kindergarten, first grade. She's an elementary teacher, and that's her passion. So she also loves pickleball. She doesn't play as much.
Okay.
I finally got her out last week.
Nice.
We went to a birthday pickleball party, and she's like, we have to beat him. We gotta go. Like, we finally partnered up, and I made an event that was called Battle of the Cities. So you get your team of 8, the other team with 8, and then you just mix it up. You'll partner with all of your teammates, and then the other team will partner with all of their teammates once. So I made that format, and I did it for the party, birthday party, and so my partner and I, my girlfriend, my life partner, I say my life partner, but we finally partnered up, and she's like, we gotta beat him, we gotta do it now, like. No, we're not going to accept a loss today. And then she missed one. She's like, how do I do that? How can I not step in the kitchen? The ball's right there. How can I was like, I got you. We're going to train. Okay. Just stay behind the kitchen line. She's like, how are you not upset? We got to win. I was like, I just love playing with her. She's got that motivation. She had that drive. But, oh my gosh, she's got fire. So I enjoy playing with her. So if we have a good 1 year of training. I know she's pregnant right now and soon due in April. But after that, she wants to get back in it. And we're hosting the Maryland National Deaf Tournament in Finksburg.
Okay.
So she's very motivated to get in that. She's like tapping me. She's like, "Oh, we're going to partner, right?" I'm like, the level. It's like I don't want to pull her in to a 4-5 with the target on my back.
Right.
So I play in the open. I label myself at the 5-0 because I played in many 5-0 tournaments, but it's hard to go back down when those directors know who I am. Mm-hmm. I did medal in a 5-0 before, so the word gets out. Mm-hmm. My pickleballbrackets.com, it's labeled 525. So my duper says opposite. So it's just really hurts when you get involved with events and tournaments, with a small local, if it's a deaf tournament or if it's a local tournament, like, 2 days ago, we were involved with the King Queen. If you're involved in that and you lose one with that group, your ratings just go down fast, and it's hard to get back up. So there's no criticism on the partners. It's just the system really sets us up.
Right. The individual has to be careful.
Yeah, so it's hard to get, playing time with a real pro because they don't want to affect their ratings, so, and I understand that. So you will face that. I'm sure the three of us have faced a time when we asked to play and they're just like, nah, you're not good enough yet. And I was like, that was more fire for me. I've had many of those. So in the last 4 years, 4 years ago, I was really motivated. I want to be involved, and now today I'm playing with those guys that push me away. They're like, oh, they're inviting me there, and I've earned their respect. So, it's just never give up. I mean, you have to just continue the training, continue putting in the time, prove. One night just go out there to open play. Maybe they're a 4-0 there, just trying to get some games. And if you do a really good job, you'll get the number, you'll get the invitation, you'll meet all the other groups. And that's how that's my pickleball journey, just going through the grapevine of the skill levels. And, sometimes I go back to a 3-5, just a group play, open play, and just play, and I'm just going to focus on blocks. I'm not going to smack everything, but I'm just going to focus on blocks, set, and encourage them to finish it. Right. That's how you're going to advance when, I can set it up for you, and then you hit it hard, and then you realize you got to be a beast in the kitchen. I got to keep it down, you got to keep it down, and one of us has got to finish it. So, when you get up there, everybody can get it back and a drop at a place where you can't attack it. And if you try, they're, in the kitchen ready and they put it away. So, it's a fun experience. It's a fun journey, and I'm still learning, but I want to get back to, because I know what it's like to go through a 3-0, 3-5, trying to get a 4-0. And then when you get the 4-0, you're trying to get to a 4-5, and so I understand that journey. So I'm willing to be there and just feedback or help out, demonstrate, play really well, and they're just like, oh my God, that's awesome. So, people will take away what they want to become better at when you show them right next to them, or when you play against them. They're just, they get amazed and then they're motivated to practice themselves. So I just want to be that role for pickleball.
Yeah, you're giving back to the game at the park. What about your other sports in your background has helped you become a better pickleball player, like off-court training?
So, yeah, the off-court training was like a priority for me. Taking care of the body for sure to make it stronger, to avoid the injuries that come up in the games. Football, you get hit all the time. You never know when something will come up. My football career was ended short because of all the concussions. But but I focused on the training, the running, keeping a good, long, lasting endurance, stamina, and then you focus on your muscular, hitting the max in the weights, just being able to be explosive, sprinting, jumping, running through the blocks, or trying to jump as high as you can in basketball. Just maintaining that shape so I can practice hard, get better, play all minutes of the basketball game. Bobby Knight says the number one motivator for a player is their ass on the bench. So that was my motivator. I hate sitting down. Like, I wanted to play. So pickleball allows me to just play.
Right.
And then when the game's done, you can sit down. But when you're in the game, you're always in the game.
Right.
So
Right, no breaks. No breaks.
yeah. So playing the 3 sports through high school. A starter for all 4 years in high school, all 3 sports, and then basketball as a starter all 4 years, football maybe 1 year starter, and then for baseball starter. Played in all the games. But to keep that in mind, I had to continue the training. I had to work out in the mornings, eat a good lunch, go to all my classes, practice at night, get 1,000, 2,000 shots up before bed, and that'd be every night. In the off season, I get all my teammates, I get a good group text, I get them together, we're gonna meet up, we're gonna play pickup, and we're gonna go back and forth, we're gonna play 12, 13, 15 games, that's the goal, and so we'll play up to 11 points, 21 points, it depends on how many we're waiting, but I felt like I was always motivating. I was the captain for 3 years at Gallaudet, but try to require as much as I could to come to the weight room. Division III is not a requirement to work out in the weight room, but if I was the captain, I would push and come. And if you committed to get up at 5 and work out with us, if you weren't there at 4:45, I got all my team, we ran to the dorm, we started knocking on doors, and they're deaf. We're waking up other people, and, but we're knocking on the door. I would, some of us who was not a freshman in that group, and there was some freshmen that committed, we go to the freshman dorm, and I'll be at the front door, just, please let us in to the residence life, and they'll be like, you're lucky I know you. You're lucky you're gonna bring me my lunch later? I got your lunch later. I'll block you. So they let me in. I get the players to come because our goal was championships. So you had to show up to the weight room. You had to show up to the 5-on-5. You had to show up to the practice, I was just very motivated. I loved it. And I kind of have that same mindset with pickleball. I'm balancing out with my family, my work, and from 8 to 11, I found a good place at Middletown High School, and their lights stay on till about 11:15. That's where we went to practice, and it's good enough. So I got my temporary net. If no one's able to show up, I have the wall. I got my slam ball. I have my jump ropes. I have my bands, and I get my 1,000, 2,000 reps with, alternating with all those, doing my sprints, doing my stretches, throwing the ball to the wall, throwing it on the ground, doing my crunches, getting the core strong, getting my legs, solid, good stability, just increasing power through balance. So that's kind of my main focus when I'm working out. So yeah, that's really my focus on the training.
Yeah, we have found off-court training to be so helpful, when we're on court then. And it's giving us more and more of a reason to be out there and to do the off-court training, get the weighted jump ropes in, the speed ropes in, weighted vest, which is like the best tool that we've ever used that I can think of.
Yeah, it's such an efficient way to train off court, running with a 40 pound weighted vest up hills and then going onto a flat court with only your own body weight. It just feels so easy to run to short balls.
Which we need to get you into a weighted vest. We had talked about a weighted vest.
Really?
So
No way. I got one?
well, you got to open it up and see what it is.
No way. Same brand?
Yep,
It's John's
it's the brand I use.
Yeah. How many? How much weight?
40.
40.
But it's
So I'm off to the
adjustable.
top.
It's adjustable.
So you can do 30, 35, 40.
Yep.
Let's go. Dude, I'm super pumped right now. Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Thank
dude.
you.
Amazing.
Thank
Yeah.
you. So I gotta take this out. Oh, dude, I'm pumped.
We figured you could use
So
something
you gotta
for
unstrap
your.
this.
Yeah. Yep. You just unstrap that, and then you can take out.
Pull these out.
Yeah. So if you want to take weight out, just open that up. Take the sandbags out.
So this is 40 now.
That's 20, and then 20 on the back.
10, 10. So
They're
Seven.
they're 2.5 pounds each. They should
Five.
be. Yeah.
So it's adjustable.
Yep. So you can
in the
mix
back,
and
got
match.
it. Oh, hell yeah.
So now you have a little bit more for off-court training.
No way.
Yeah.
So you got me one, didn't it?
Yeah.
Now you gotta let me know your schedule. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we all
my
need to get
question
together.
for you two, what's your weight look like? What's your schedule? What are you putting in off the court compared to your sports, your background? Now with pickleball, what's your workout schedule right now? What's it look like? What's the week look like for you two with the weighted jump ropes? Because I watch the social media, you two are putting in the work. And how do you feel on the pickleball court? So those three questions, how do you guys feel?
Well, starting in the early summer, John completely inspired me to work out off court to help me train and become better on the court. So I started with the weighted vest and the weighted jump rope. I'm up to 30 pounds in the weighted vest. And I have two different workouts for that. One is I run up and down a really steep hill. And then the other one is just go for like a 3-mile run. And then the third off-court workout that I do is a weighted jump rope. And I'm up to 5 pounds with the weighted jump rope. And that really helps like all these muscles. So with my serve and my drives, they're so much more powerful now since starting with the weighted jump rope. So
I've noticed your drives. I back up a little bit. I'm like, all right, now I gotta focus in. That's why I'm so focused because you two are pretty good. I gotta be ready. So
She's the scariest 5'1" blonde on the court.
nah, like you're really, really good. And the potential. When we were drilling, I was like, you have potential. I've met a player in Austin that's in the NPL, and she travels all over. She's having a great time. She plays in all the tournaments, and I was just like comparing. I was like, yeah, you're definitely like, just keep it up. Just keep it up. Knowing that, just
Thank
keep
you.
going.
She's
Yeah.
an absolute savage.
You too. You're a beast too with all the social media. Now it's your turn.
So my workout schedule, I try to run every day with the weighted vest. I'm up to 35 pounds now because she hit 30. I'm not going to let her beat me.
Let's go stay up.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep going up.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is 1.2 miles to 3.2 miles with the vest on. Do a 5-pound weighted jump rope, 5 sets of 100, and then speed rope 5 sets of 100 with that as well. just like a final burn down. And then we also go hiking with the vest on for like a little mix up, just to change things up a little.
A steep elevation hike.
Yeah, steep elevation hike. The weighted vest on, I do what most would consider a prison workout. So I do like 50 push-ups with the 35 pounds on, do some tricep dips, just different stuff like that on steps, just to work on upper body as well. I do some squats every now and then. I hate doing squats. Squats are horrible.
I rely on it.
Yeah.
Squats are my number one.
Yeah.
The squats and the core.
Yeah.
And I keep it light for the rips.
Mm-hmm.
For the rips, I've noticed a lot of instructors. I watch a lot of like what they film. That's like some filming when they advertised, and one of the statements is, "Want to keep this explosive with the legs and the core, and your arm is loose."
Yeah.
It's like the more quick. I mean, quicker. You want to be quick like a whip. So I was just like really thinking about that. So thinking about the technique. Yeah, but you want to develop like a strong forearm too. So with the backhand, the forehand, like there's a lot of motions in this area. So
I also use I do grip training too. So I get the grip, the different grip strength ones, just so that like for my wrist, forearm, just holding the paddle, you know.
You have a weighted paddle too?
So I just put weight on it this week. I just put the weight on that. And then there's one new thing that I'm looking at getting. I don't know if you've seen any of those club workouts, like the weighted clubs to like swing around your back and your arm. I'm gonna get one of those next. That's the next move, I think. Just for like shoulders and like I think that's gonna be like a total arm workout. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, it's really amazing what we could try and experiment, and that could really benefit for pickleball.
Yeah, we get to like create our own. I mean, it's such a new sport. Like we kind of get to be the ones to create the workouts for. You know, nobody has it set in stone yet. No one's figured it out. So
it can really fit a lot of the beginners who doesn't have that racket sport background, who doesn't really have that motion with the feet, with the legs, with the core, with arms. So I've noticed with me the biking. I did a lot of biking in the last 5 years. So get my legs really good because when I shoot, my upper body is loose, and when I'm jumping, I'm explosive. Like I'm shooting with my legs. I shoot with my legs, and I tell people that all the time. So it's about the foundation under the release. So being explosive, having that power, and just the same touch when you release it. But now with pickleball, it's the drive. So I'm setting my feet, my legs are explosive, and I just rip through. I mean, I feel legs, core, and the follow through.
she gets on me all the time for not bending my knees.
Yeah.
I need to get lower for those drives to really generate a lot more power. I rely solely on upper body, and it's horrible for me to do. So I got to go back to like the basics for that and start drilling those shots, getting lower, bending my knees, getting nice and low to the ground and coming through. But I just hate squats. So
She's a Division I tennis player. Did you tell the viewers that yet?
It might have come up, but that background, being a D1 tennis player, does teach you to use your whole lower body, which translates over to pickleball and drives. And you're so strong as it is, just relying on up here. And
just being lazy.
You work out so hard on your lower body. Imagine how powerful your drives can be when you fully engage. Because pickleball is a full body sport, plus the cardio.
Well, that's been one of the nicest things about working with you as a partner, on the court and then doing the off-court training is I don't have that racket background. So you're able to translate that over from tennis for some of like the mechanics of how to like get every ounce of power out of different shots, which has been great.
Yeah, so with that knowledge, with her background, like any feedback she gives me about the stride, the follow through, like I'm gonna follow it. That's what's great about pickleball in the background. You meet everybody. through many, many different things. I could talk about the stamina, how to improve your legs, how to improve your core, and go through all the drilling. You got to drill. I'm from that background. You have to drill
Yeah.
because I didn't have the racket, sport, nothing.
Right.
So I remember going to Austin and I was playing really well. I was driving my thirds because opponents were struggling to keep it down. And if they block, it'd be a slow ball and I'll just rip it again.
Yeah, you're ready.
I could see the alleys. So like, it was just opening. And if they block pretty good, dropped it confidently, got up to the kitchen, and if it was a little bit hot, boom, just volley for the finish. And that's all my legs. So with that, some people like, you're a tennis player. It's like, I practice with the pickleball. This is the racket sport. It looks like tennis, yes, but it's pickleball. And it's the shortest stride, it's the shortest stroke.
Very compact
It's
movement.
not
Yeah, very compact.
out. So a lot of my feedback with the beginners, you're pushing it, and it's going to go out like baseball. Like baseball, we're taught to drive and push it out. We want a home run and we want it far so we can run the bases. So with pickleball, it's like you don't want that. You have a line to hit inside. You need to keep it short. And just, I call it licking the ball. You got to lick it. So it's like going up so you can get the top spin down, so lick. So what's your feedback to describe what that beginner must do with the technique? So is it licking? Like me, I made it up, licking the ball. What's your terminology of explaining that to a beginner?
I've actually never taught.
You've taught me. I mean,
I've never taught.
So, like, she told me it's like brushing the ball.
Brush.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
tennis we do say brushing the ball.
Yeah, so like my drive used to just be completely flat. Like I would just wail on it, and if it would either hit the back of the fence, right, exactly, or I'm
gotta
like,
be right
it's got to
there.
be. You have a tiny little sweet spot. So as soon as we started playing together, like she helped me with my forehand to brush the ball, right? So now my drive, like I'm getting that topspin on it. It's still coming in really hot, but now it's exactly like right when it comes over the net, it's starting to kick right down in. They put their paddle down, create that pop up. You come in, crush the ball. So you brush, come in, follow through with that forehand.
Yeah, in tennis you would talk about brushing up on the ball, up and over.
Brush.
But I did.
Me, I'm like, no background, no terminology, no vocabulary. I'm like, you gotta lick it. Like you gotta lick it like it's ice cream.
But
You gotta
that's
lick
so
up on
cute.
it.
That's a great.
So-
That's a great description.
The way I teach dinking is an ice cream scoop. I tell people, so
yeah, like this. That
I said that like 2 weeks ago.
Did you?
Really?
Yeah.
That's an ice cream scoop.
Yeah. So when you dink, it's like scooping ice cream. That's you're just thinking of a big ice cream scoop. So that's how I teach people to dink.
Yep.
Man, I thought the thing.
That's how he taught me to dink because I had no concept of the proper mechanics of it, and
Yeah.
that I have to remind myself the ice cream scoop.
Yeah. So with the dinking, that was our first thing we opened up with, and we got like 500 reps fast. And we did cross, we did straight, we did cross, we did backhand, forehand. I'm hitting that corner, and I want a lot of spin on my ball. So with heather core, that I feel like it's really increased the RPM because I have the confidence to just really trust my hand in the paddle, and I can't explain it, but with that grip, I mean, I'm just able to really cut it up, get a good slice on my backhand, get a good top spin for my forehand, and the slice on forehand, I don't do much. It's basically top spin everything. But if it's like defense, I'm just like going back and I get that one, I'll slice
Yeah,
it
if you're
just to
running
get it
off to
over.
the side, then you pop it a little bit.
If I'm going back, because
Yeah.
like maybe I popped it up, the partner popped it up, like, and I'm going back, like I'll just like do one of those to get it back over
Right.
and get my feet down, ready for the next one. But yeah, I don't slice much of my forehand.
Yeah.
I don't slice. Even in the dinking, like the cross court slice, I'm seeing a lot like do that. They do that,
Yeah.
they keep it up, they mix it up. I was like, maybe if I mix it up a little bit, it's like a changeup and a curveball and a fastball for pitching. So it's just having that strategy. So with a background like that, you have a mindset of maybe I can add that, and mix it up a little bit. get the opponent off just a little bit on a slice, and then I speed it up on the top spin on the next one. If it pops up, then you got it, finish it, you know? So I never thought about that.
And be unpredictable. You've started adding a lot of different spins for your serves and returns.
Yeah, I'm always trying something. Yeah, like a lot of cuts,
Doing that.
a lot of the backhand cuts. My serves, I'm starting to try to really put a lot of topspin on that. And just I tell, like, anytime I teach anybody that's like an intermediate or above, I try to tell them, like, you have to have all of these different shots in your arsenal. Like, you have to have an arsenal of shots. You cannot just rely on the same shot over and over and over again, because any good player is going to realize what you're doing next. They're going to read that, and then they're going to crush the ball.
Yeah, so when you're teaching, it really opens up the mind. And when you're talking with other beginners and intermediates, I tell them there's really not a wrong.
Right.
Like, what you can master, I think there's over 1 million ways to score a point in pickleball. Like,
Yeah.
you could be really, really good at defense, get a point. You could be really good at offense, tack, get a point. You could lob it, you could top spin, slice, get it in the corner, get it to the left, get in the middle, get it to his right toe, get it to his left toe. Like, you could talk so many different strategies, and I mean, there's not one way to win. There's so many different.
It's so fun to create the patterns, to have, like you said, the tools in your toolbox, and then from your own tools create patterns, and then also have it be have synergy with your partner and rely on each of your strengths and piece together what will work for you as a team. It's fun. It can be creative.
Extremely creative.
Yeah.
Like, the four of us could really talk about pickleball all night, and it's not going to stop. I watch PPA, I watch the APP, I watch the MPL, and I just watch, like, what individual has their own way. Like, many rely on the drop, get to the kitchen. Many have that top spin to really get it down, have a lot of pressure, pop it up, and they're coming up, finish it. Some just keep it soft, slice, just consistent, bounce, and if they try to attack it, you got that, counter attack to finish it. I just watch because it's like, what's hot right now? Who's winning because of what? Is it, the drive and crash? Is it the drop, and then you're finally there at the kitchen? Is it the consistent defense that wins? Is it the one person who blocks and finish it with the blocks? Or, it's like, what's hot right now? How do you get there? What are they doing off the court? How many reps are they getting? What's their practice schedule look like? So many of the pros have the sponsor and the opportunity to just show up every day with their pro, teammates and drill. I mean, and it's amazing. You see it on social media all the time. It's like, it's very tempting. It motivates you, and then you get yourself out there and put in the work. So, and that's what I admire about you guys, like, just watching you on social media, and I look forward to teaming up with you guys, talk about tournaments in the future, talk about drilling, talk about, showing up 5 in the morning if you want to run at that time.
Yep.
I'm down because my son's still sleeping. I look for the early or the late nights.
Yep.
When he's sleeping. I take advantage. So, I always thought, train when my opponents are sleeping. But now it's like, train when my son is sleeping.
Right.
So,
Train when you can.
So, yeah. So I really look forward to that. Really,
Yeah.
I truly do.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no, we're getting a really good group. I mean, locally, like, the pickleball village is really expanding with a lot of good people, and like a lot of people who are taking it a lot more seriously. So I'm excited for especially us three to be out there working out together and really going after it. I love being around other savages. That's what I want. I mean, that's what both of us want.
It's
So
inspiring. And even though we all have different goals, they are so parallel. And you mentioned about social media and being inspired. We feel the same way about you.
Yeah.
We'll see your posts, and then we're fired up to go out and plan our week, our workouts, our
Yep.
drills. are playing. Like it's inspiring. So we appreciate what you're doing on social media as well to inspire others.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. It's motivated me, and I make sure I keep up. I want to keep up, and but that's what I really appreciate about pickleball. It allows us to have that network connection, to share knowledge, to share workout, to motivate in different areas of the game, on and off the court, and then you just really develop a really, really good bond. I mean, you could have maybe one or two opponents where you don't need to have a relationship with, but you'll see them, they motivate you, you make sure that you do your best. But mainly with pickleball, like I've developed, thousands and thousands of friends, and I really care about, so I'm really looking forward to our friendships that we have here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming up and doing the podcast. We're excited to be working with you on the court, off the court. It's also really cool to have another Carbon player in the area. For a while there, we were like the only Carbon people that were, and not just a Carbon player, but a sponsored player. So you give lessons, you're playing tournaments, you have a great social media presence. So how do people keep up with you if they want to book a lesson with you, all that? Because we definitely want to make sure that you have a great trajectory, and if we can be even a minuscule part in helping you get there, that's what we want.
Yeah, we know you're organizing clinics both here at home as well as even in other countries. So what's the best way for people to contact you?
Yeah, I really rely on the social media, Facebook, Instagram. I got 2 Instagram accounts. Either's fine. I'll share my email with you guys. You can add on the bottom of this video, and I'll share a link with, the clinic that I do for Dill Dinkers in Frederick. I host clinics there, and I show up there most often now. It's closer to my home, but I go to Rockville, I go North Bethesda, and I play in those areas. Columbia, I play at Dill Dinkers in Columbia. But to contact me, email, I'll share that with you guys. Instagram, Facebook, that's cool, and we'll just exchange to a personal text if that's better for the viewers and potential clients and stuff like that. But I'm just very motivated to just continue playing, teach whenever I can, and raise my son at the same time, just balance out life, but really investing in myself too as a player. So if you want to join that journey, I'm really, I'm willing to share that opportunity with, players to join and drill, work out. Like, I'm always up for that idea. So.
And for your clientele, are you mainly focused on a certain niche, like adults or youth, hearing or deaf?
I like to mix it up. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mix it up with all. Yep.
And any level, or do you have a certain, like beginners, advanced, tournament players?
With that question, I like to drill with, 4-0, 4-5, 5-0 and up with drilling. And then with teaching would be, 4-0, 3-5, 3-0, 2-5, so I'm willing to teach. But I'll drill, I'll be in the lesson with you, and I'm giving you high quality reps. But when I'm focused on myself, I like to really have someone who can attack. I'm focused on dropping hard shots that are coming out. I like to drop, be consistent with that. So either way, it depends on the skill level, but I will be hitting with you regardless, your skill level.
Awesome.
That's great. I'm sure you'll have a lot of new clients coming your way, especially with all this hardware that you just brought home.
Yeah. So I'm really appreciative of that opportunity. That's 9 gold medals in 3 years for the deaf national tournaments. That's 9 out of 11 medals, so 9 golds. But just very appreciative, just grateful, thankful that I'm able to do that, and I just want to get back. So I don't like to talk about the medals, but I just like to talk about the growth and the expansion and how to make each other better, because there's just so much more pickleball opportunity to come. So, and there's other players that are getting a lot better too. So you got to keep up with it, and I like to be the voice of not giving up, supporting you through the hard, the good, the ugly, the pretty, everything with pickleball, you know, all the sides to pickleball. So I just like to support that, be a mentor, you know, be a supporter, be a coach, and be your friend. That's the most important thing, is to be a friend at the end of the day. And we all have a life, and we want to support each other and make sure that, you know, we're all good and healthy. So that's really my motto, is just to be a good friend and continue getting better and better, improving all the way.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Ben.
Thank you again for
Thanks
coming
for
up.
inviting me. Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Good. So next time we should schedule a